Welcome, average chess fans. I'm Joe, and this is the first game between my wife, Megan, and the 250 level bot, Martin, on chess.com. Now, as some of you may know, if you watched the first episode of I Teach My Wife Chess, you know that I taught Megan a little bit about how to play the game, really. How the pieces move, how to get checkmate, and that's pretty much it. And in this game that I'm going to be commentating on is going to be her first chess game ever. Okay? And we're going to see if she can beat Martin. And if not, we're going to move... well, regardless if she does or not, we'll move on to the next lesson. But this will give us a baseline for how Megan is as far as chess is concerned. So, let's get started. Okay, so as you guys see, I ended up giving Megan the white pieces because she's my wife, and why not? And she goes ahead and plays d3. It's not the most traditional of moves, but it is a move. Martin immediately responds with e6. Again, you know, not the most traditional move, but who really plays against d3 very often anyways. Megan then goes ahead and moves g3. As you can see here, it's an excellent move. It's not too bad, but that's just her pushing pawns at this point. Martin goes ahead and moves the queen early to f6, and things start getting a little interesting after this point. Megan goes ahead and moves the knight. You know, good development, not too bad, to c3. Martin goes bishop b4. Has a nice little lock there on the knight with the bishop and the queen. So you would think, you know, Martin actually knows a little bit. He's higher than 250. That is definitely not the case. Megan goes ahead and, you know, attacks the bishop. As you see, it's a mistake, but, you know, she has no idea. And this is where the mistake really happens. Or when the mistakes really start to come in. Martin pushes his pawn a5, afraid of taking over that spot, and still wants to attack the knight once the bishop's done. Strange move, but that's how 250s play. Megan, you know, takes the bishop. Great. Martin takes the pawn. Awesome. Here, Megan should take the rook. She does not take the rook. Martin takes her rook. Well, Megan continues playing. She moves the knight out of danger of the pawn, but in the danger of the rook. Martin, you know, pushes to h5, looking very Magnus-like with that h5 push. Megan, not the worst move. Engine says it's a blunder, but, you know, it really protects the knight, and it attacks the b4 pawn. So I wouldn't consider this a blunder for a 250. It's a pretty thought out move. Martin, knight e7. Megan takes. She does exactly what she was looking to do. Martin castles. Megan pushes the knight out to f3. Martin moves his rook, attacks Megan's bishop, and you would think Megan would move the bishop away. She does not. She attacks the rook. And instead of taking the bishop, Martin, you know, attacks the bishop with another piece. Here, Megan should take the rook. Take the rook, Megan. Take the rook, Megan. Take the rook. Before it moves out of the way. Alright, well, in this position, Megan puts the knight in danger once again. You know, here, I think Martin, you know, would take the knight, but nobody likes taking pieces in this game, apparently. He just moves the queen over to g6. She protects it, the knight, with the unprotected bishop. Martin pushes d5. Megan, knight to f3. and knight to a6. Okay, again, unprotecting the knight on move here. And honestly, I really wanted Meghan to do something like this, where she goes e4 and then here, and kind of attempting to trap the queen. But you always have this move here. But 250 Martin probably wouldn't notice that. So what Meghan does is, instead of moving the knight, she pushes h3. Move the knight, Meghan, or attack the knight. There you go. Martin takes. Move the knight, Meghan. Her knight gets taken. Alright, so she continues to play. She attacks the knight, not a bad move, with her queen. Martin pushes b6. Meghan, take the knight. Take the knight. Good move. Okay, now you can take the queen. Good, that's fine. He's going to take your knight, which is fine. Now you take his knight. Take his knight. Take his knight. Just take the knight. Take the knight on b4. Take the knight. Meghan, I swear, she needs to take the knight. Take the knight. Take the knight. It has been 10 moves, and that knight has been attacked by that queen now for 10 moves. Take the knight. Take the knight. Oh, Jesus. Martin finally moved the knight out of the way. Meghan defends her advanced pawn. Martin pushes. And honestly, the knight is still under attack, even though the bishop might be taking. At this point, I just want that knight to get off the freaking board. Especially since at this point, Meghan's winning. She took the queen without very much help. Really all she has to do is go here, boom, checkmate. I don't see that Martin would see that. So, but I don't think Meghan would see it either. So, king back to h8. That king's moving around a whole bunch. Rook randomly to g3. b7 rook. These two rooks are both facing backwards pawns. It's not really, or isolated pawns. Really not much going on. Not a bad move, I guess. Attempting to get away from possibly this, but who knows. So here, when I was watching this live, I internally screamed for the fact that in this position, or in this square, the b4 square, the knight that moved from this b4 square had been there unprotected for a dozen moves. And halfway through the game, after that knight is moved and the pawn's been pushed, Meghan takes the pawn and loses her queen. Because, of course, Martin sees that of all moves. So at this point, Black is just totally winning. Martin's totally winning. Meghan's just moving pieces around at this point. She tries some little pawn advances here and there. Keep on pushing. She's actually making her... I think she starts making her king... Well, I thought she started making her king walk up the board a little bit. But she's just losing pieces left and right. She's down to 5 pawns. She took the bishop. That's good. And I thought she was going to queen here. And she does. At the wrong time. Down to 4 pawns. Down to 3 pawns. At least she's making the best move every single time with the king. Now we're just playing Ring Around the Rosie. Oh, there's a queen on the board. Meghan finally moves the king and walks it all the way up the board. to only be checked. And as she promotes her pawn to a queen, Martin's only legal move, as his king is in the middle, in the center of the board, with nowhere to go, is for him to take the newly promoted queen and checkmate. It's her first game. No complaints here. I was really hoping she would win, to be fair. She was there. She was really there. And then she got greedy and took a pawn on a square where a knight had been sitting there unprotected for a dozen moves. Hope you guys found as much humor and frustration out of this game as I did. Keep an eye out for the new episode of I Teach My Wife Chess. It's coming out on Valentine's Day. So if you and your ladies, or if you are a lady and you and your man, or you and your partner, whatever you got going on, if you're bored, you want to watch a nice chess video on Valentine's Day, feel free to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you'll see it when it's uploaded. All right. Well, guys, that's all I got for this video. Hope you guys have an above average rest of your day. This is Joe out.